Well, two teenagers could end up in jail after tipping over a Sioux City memorial. Police have charged 19-year-old Scott Colson and 18-year-old Felipe Sebastian with felony criminal mischief. Now, officers say they vandalized and destroyed one of the boulders leading to that memorial that honors victims of Flight 232. Field services workers estimate the cost to replace that boulder at about $3,000. There's no word on how long the replacement may take. The teens face up to 5 years in prison if convicted. Afghan security forces have freed 18 civilians and killed 2 militants after a Taliban attack on a popular lakeside hotel on the outskirts of the capital, Kabul. At least 3 militants armed with rocket-propelled grenades and heavy machine guns assaulted the exclusive hotel late Thursday night, triggering a 6-hour gun battle. President Obama will address the National Association of Latino elected and appointed officials today. But first, Mitt Romney got his own chance to win over Hispanic voters. Susan McGinnis lets us know what the GOP candidate is doing to win their support. 857 empty school desks were on display at the National Mall this week. The number represents the amount of students nationwide who drop out every hour of every school day. College Board, a not-for-profit organization, put up the display to urge the presidential candidates to make education a more prominent issue and to put the nation's schools back on track. Indiana Governor Mitch Daniels has a new job as soon as he leaves office at the end of his term. The Purdue University Board of Trustees has named him as the next president of the university. Governor Daniels will begin the job after he leaves office in January. He's replacing Franz Cordova, who's been leading the school for 5 years. And a scene right out of a Western film had an Omaha cowboy playing a hero. A truck crashed on Thursday that led to at least a dozen animals to escape. It happened on Highway 75, a few miles south of downtown. The cowboy heard about the accident on his radio in the bar and decided to help. Right after the job was finished, though, he had to leave. He was on a time crunch to get to a rodeo in Clear Lake, South Dakota, making true that saying a cowboy's job is never done.
That's a great story.
That's really great. It's nice to hear that he actually went out of his way. It wasn't even like he was, passing by on the highway. I mean, he heard it on the radio and, got up and went on his way and then had to move on to another thing.
That's pretty
fantastic.
impressive, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Well, speaking of rodeos, I was going to say the Ponca Rodeo is this weekend, and that's kind of something that everyone around Siouxland this weekend can head out to do. We had the Ponca Rodeo girls here earlier this week to talk about what was going on. Looks like they've got a great lineup.
It looks like a lot of stuff going on, and it sounded like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I know that today is the Tough to Wear Pink Day. All the men are going to be wearing pink to support the fight against breast cancer, so they have that going on. Of course, they have events going on all tonight and tomorrow, so that's kind of a thought for everyone. That leads us to our Facebook question.